Okay, so hey, we're trying something new today. My name's Brady Frost, and this is the Free Talk Tuesday, where I give a bit of a writing update and just kind of talk about random stuff. Now, you might be able to see that there is a change of format here. I've actually got my webcam in position, I have my microphone right here. I don't know how well I sound, I don't know how all this is coming together, but we're going to upload it and we're going to see. And if it's not great, that's okay because not very many people are watching these videos. This is just a series that is focused on, me just being in front of the camera. Last week, I used my cell phone. Usually, I use my camera. It is a Canon. And this little guy shows me where to look so that I try to look, where people are looking at. So I don't look like a goober. But this is all about, just kind of expanding my comfortability with this whole YouTube channel thing. This has been a dream of mine for a long time. Started this channel, this particular channel right here, in March of 2013. Yeah, it's been over a decade. Way before the current whole, you have to have so many stats to be able to be monetized. And in fact, I looked it over this week, and my current most viewed video has nothing to do with writing. Yeah, it's actually a video. It's unlisted, private. I guess it's private, not just unlisted. It's about building a chicken tree, like a cat tree, except for a chicken coop. Totally has nothing to do with writing. I filmed it with my son when I was living down in Texas, just kind of experimenting. Before this, I have a personal YouTube channel that has some videos on there. Yeah, it's been a journey. But no, I really want to work on this channel. I've been, creating some different kinds of videos, experimenting with different formats. It seems like I'm getting the most subscribers from shorts, some of which that I have actually repurposed from my TikTok channel, feed, channel, account, whatever. Yeah, from my TikTok. And, it's interesting. It's a learning experience because there's a lot that I'm discovering that I don't know about this process. I talked a bit about this last week and about trying to come up with an idea for content that serves the purpose of this YouTube channel. And I feel like this is definitely something that is hard for a lot of writers and authors out there. When we get advice about creating a YouTube channel and about growing a YouTube channel, it's about asking or answering specific questions that other people will ask. And unless you have a big platform already, it's hard to answer questions based on your books. Maybe I'm overthinking that. Maybe I should answer questions about my books and about my writing style. But the point being is that most of the advice that we would get would be to aim our channel at other writers or would-be writers or, people who are aspiring authors, people who want to be where we are now. And that's hard because I don't want this channel to be all about giving writing advice because it doesn't help me connect with my readers. And that's a really difficult journey. And I've been wrapping my mind around this process and around what I could offer. But at the same time, I'm also trying to get my words. And I've been using my daily productivity tracker worksheet that my wife helped create in Google Sheets. Every day I'm putting down my word counts, and that is a process that I'm really proud of. I have written every single day for over 2 months now. Some of those, I think my lowest word count during that time frame, I had 2 days that were in the 40s, but the majority of them are over 100 words. I've gotten, I believe, 485 words so far today. Yesterday I got over 1200. The day before that, I got over 1,700. And those are anomalies because it's been really hard to get back on this writing track, especially dealing with the grief and things that I've been dealing with over the past few years. And I'm finally just getting to the place, I believe, where I can give myself permission to write again. And write more than I have been. And I've been challenging very difficult beliefs that I had about my writing, such as I am a slow writer. And one of the things that this channel has actually given me, it's a huge gift, is that I've been making these videos. I've got 3 of them now that are come write with me videos where I do a writing sprint, and I sit here at my computer screen and I put my camera over here, and it's like a over the shoulder view of me writing in this writing process. And it taught me that I can do a 25-minute sprint and I can get 500 words, and that's not as slow as I thought I was. And it's been an incredible gift. I've gone back and I've redone one of the videos that I did. So I'm basically writing with myself, and you can hear, if you can hear that, I'm not sure what my mic is picking up, but that's my keys. You can hear the typing, you can hear the music, and wow, it just resonated with me that I'm not as slow of a writer as I thought I was. And I can start challenging these beliefs of who I am as an author, who I am as a writer, what it means when I come to the space when I'm ready to write. And I will be honest, the majority of my writing for the last year, the writing that I have done, has come, on my phone. I write on Scrivener on my phone. I also have it here at my desktop. And for some reason, writing has been more approachable to me on that phone. But I realized that when I sit on my phone, I tend to overthink. Because I don't know if this is just me getting older. Like I'm in my mid-40s just about now. And technology is turning on me. Like I used to be able to type on the phone just fine, and now it looks like I'm an old man typing on the phone and weird words are coming out. And I don't know what the deal is with that. It's kind of, it's funny. It's funny to me. But the point being, I sit there on my phone and I'll be typing and words will go in with autocorrect weird, and I might have to stop, and then I find myself like editing in the process. Now, if you've watched my sprint videos, my come write with me videos that are on this channel, you can see I do a lot of this, when I'm thinking. I will stop and I'll reread what's on the page. I might go up and change a few words here and there, and that is just part of my process. And I could fight it, but what I'm learning is that I can also accept that part of my writing. Because what I realized when I went back and I did just what I've put those videos up there, to be for, is other people, if they want to either see what my writing process looks like or join me while I'm writing, I did that and I went on that journey. And what I realized is, when I'm typing and I'm thinking and I stop typing, and then I hear, the typing stop, and I look up and I'm like, okay, hey, I remember how many words I got on that writing sprint. And if that version of me is stopping right now, I know that I can take a break and think about these things, and the stress of that just kind of melts away, right? And that has been a beautiful gift to myself that I didn't think that I was creating. So that's been a part of my YouTube journey so far that I'm really, really proud of, and I'm really happy about. And it's okay that my channel isn't growing very fast. I just started this, a couple months ago, I guess, restarting the channel and posting videos and going back to videos I had made private and putting them back in there and, just labeling them old videos and giving myself permission to exist in the space where I was at when I created those videos. I've been doing that, and I've been testing new formats. I've been putting up shorts that, from my TikTok account, repurposing some of the videos that I made for that, and just seeing what works and what doesn't. And I've gotten a couple new subscribers, and it's been an amazing journey. Now, these Free Talk Tuesday videos, right now, nobody's really watching them, and that's okay, because this is about just kind of learning to be okay in front of a camera. and learning that I don't have to be perfect. And my face, like, I don't know if you can see this, my face is not clear today, guys. You know, I feel embarrassed about this. I deal with a lot of anxiety. And when I deal with a lot of anxiety, I tend to pick at things on my face. And it's something I've done since I was a teenager, and it got worse when I was in the military, and it's one of those things that I am trying to learn how to control. But I do deal with a lot of anxiety and PTSD and emotions that I'm really, as I'm getting older, I am trying to unravel and I'm trying to master. And the journey isn't always easy, and it's hard for me to get in front of my webcam and know that, I have imperfections, but there are people out there that deal with imperfections in themselves every single day. There are people out there who, watch these videos, and maybe me being bold enough or brave enough to get in front of the camera on a day where I feel so self-conscious will give them strength to be who they are, right? Maybe. I don't know. And if not, that's okay, But at least I'm not giving up on my dream today. And today is Tuesday, and I'm creating a video, and I'm doing it a little bit differently. Constantly whacking at my equipment, flailing my arms around. But I'm here, and that's kind of the point, right? So, anyway, that's my initial rant. How have things been going this week? Writing has been going really well. 1,700 words on Sunday, 1,200 and some change words on Monday. Today I'm at 485 so far. I'm not doing bad, I'm not doing bad. I've also been doing a lot of reading. I am almost done with Matt Dinniman's 7th book in his Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I just got it on Saturday. I've got less than 100 pages left. And I am loving this series, guys. I'm going to listen to Sound Booth Theater's audio when it comes out in probably February. That's when it's kind of scheduled, but they're going to be doing cold reads soon. Production delays and everything. I'm going to give them a little bit of leeway, give them at least another month or so, just because this is a huge book. I think I saw that Matt said it's at 270,000 words long, somewhere around there. And he was working 60 to 80 hour weeks for the last year, and it's one of the hardest books he's ever written. And man, I gotta admire the guy. Like, he has created such an amazing world. And I know some people are offended by Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's got some vulgarities in there. Not just some, a lot. It's got blood. It's got gore. It's got sex jokes. It's got the whole gamut. But man, I spent 6 years in the Air Force. It's not gonna faze me. What really strikes me is how strong the story is, how strong the characters are. Even I started out listening to the audiobooks. I've only actually read book 6 and book 7, and I'm not getting into the whole argument of whether listening is reading, but I mean like physically reading, because I didn't want to wait for the audiobooks. And I have listened to, the audiobook of book 6, and I will listen to the audiobook of book 7, because Sound Booth Theater brings a whole nother level to it. But even as it is, there's such a great sense of character for each of the characters that are there. They have their own space, and I care about these people. And with such an ensemble cast, it's a level of mastery that it's amazing to me. And Matt's a great guy. I met him a couple of times. He was really cool with Griffin. Griffin really liked the Dungeon Crawler Carl books. And, we got to meet Matt at the 20 Books to 50K conference, and he was cool with Griffin. And that just means the world to me. So he's an amazing writer. He's a great guy. And yeah, I'm happy with the only thing I'm sad about, there is something, I'm going to be honest. The thing that I'm sad about is that this book for me is about to end. I have less than 100 pages and I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm excited to see how this one wraps up. And it does feel like the series will continue. I don't see how there's any way that he's going to be able to wrap it up by the end of this book. And I'm on board with that. Like, I'm excited about, even now, the prospect of, what might be to come. So, with that said, it's interesting. I started reading the book on Saturday, and on Sunday, I just said, hey, let's just give this a shot. And I got way more words than I had in a long time. And that's one of those things that I'm realizing, is that I've been dealing with a lot lately. And every time I go to start reading, it's like I don't have the resources for it. And I love to read. And reading This Inevitable Ruin, and reading so many pages, like I'm almost at, I'm about 650, somewhere around there. I don't know. I'll have to look. But reading this much in such a short amount of time has actually refilled my battery in a weird way. And I guess I feel a lot more encouraged to make sure that I'm giving myself space to read, and that if I can identify things that fill up the battery, the creative battery, I need to be paying attention to that. So, that isn't to say that I am ingesting Matt's book and then my own writing is mimicking his. No, it's something I've been paying very close attention to. This is still very much my own writing. And I believe I have found my voice, and there's always opportunity as you write and as you grow as a writer to continue to develop your voice and to hone it. And even though I'm reading this much of Matt's, that isn't in this story with the progress that I've made this week, which that does feel good, because that was my initial worry. I'm going to read this book and then my book is going to veer towards there. And I'm very happy to say that I don't believe that has happened. I've actually made a lot of progress in the storyline where I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. It doesn't match up the storyline to Dungeon Crawler Carl in any way. So it's been good. It's been a really good experience. The challenge, of course, is keeping that momentum going forward. But I'm starting to realize that doing these writing sprints has been very helpful for me. That is a tool that I can put in my tool chest. I don't have to identify myself as a slow writer. I just need to start focusing and challenging those beliefs that I have long had about my writing, that I'm this slow writer and my stories are really deep, so that's why they're so slow. Well, no, I don't think I lost any depth in my story with the words that I've been writing. And writing these words doesn't take away from the grief that I am dealing with about the things that have happened in my life over the last couple of years. And I can exist in that space. And it's okay to exist in that space, and it doesn't deny the pain that I'm feeling and the conflict that I'm feeling. It does, not writing doesn't help it either. So anyway, I might talk about that later on in a book, or not a book, a video about how I'm dealing with grief and moving on. And it's not, it's not something that I really want to keep discussing in depth. It's just something that it comes up and it's very pertinent this week just because of the progress that I have made. And I want to be proud of that progress. And it's okay, I think, for me to be proud of that progress. So, writing, the YouTube channel, reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm actually off a few days this week, and it's been nice. It's also been hard in its own way. Sometimes when you feel overwhelmed and you take a few days off, it's hard because you are faced with that fact that you've got to go back when your leave is over. And it's easy to write words when I don't have to go to work and carry the load of a totally different career, right? But that's something that I need to learn how to face, and it's something I need to learn how to deal with better, because I do want to be a full-time author, but you can't just wish that into happening, you know? And I refuse to say that I missed my boat. You know, Second Chance is made over 5 figures. There was a time, like early when it came out, where it was like a flash in the pan and it got all this attention, like every writer's dream. But I was locked in this job, you know, an emergency essential job that was very, very high stress and shift work. And I just didn't feel like I had what it took to get that second book out really fast. And I wish that I could have. And then it took me longer than I wanted it to finish book 2. And then, of course, those of you who have been waiting on book 3 know that it's taken me a while to get book 3 out. But I don't have to be stuck in the situation of the past. You know, I want to continue moving forward. I'm really excited about book 3. I've started taking notes and outlining as I'm finishing up this novella, and I'm getting ready to get back into that story and make that book the best possible book that it can be in the space that I'm existing at, you know, like right now. So I do think it's going to be better. I think that life has taught me a lot of hard lessons in the last couple of years. A depth of emotions that I have, you know, started unpacking and taking a look at and saying, okay, what is this? All right, it's okay. It's okay to feel that. And the more that I come to understand these feelings, the richer my writing can become. And we can take these hard things that happen in life and we can use them to fuel our writing in a way to build emotional connection to the characters. That's what I tell myself. So, good can come out of rough situations. I know that. I've seen it happen. And I'm going to leave myself open for it to happen. To do that, I have to show up and I have to do the work, and I'm totally willing to do that. So, getting back on track. For those of you who've been waiting, I know that there are a few of you. I appreciate your patience with me. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. In other news, Staying Alive is almost fully complete. I actually need to write an email to my email list to let them know that Thursday, tomorrow I need to write the email. Thursday is going to be a double day. They get the chapter 12, and then like an hour later, I believe, they get the final chapter, which is like a half chapter. Just kind of wraps things up. So I need to let them know not to open up the second email before the first email and the whole thing, and thank them for following along with me. I've been sending out 2 chapters every week, and that's been a lot of fun. Hopefully they've really enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot from the process. The same story, the same novella, is rolling out on Wattpad, and I've had like one follow and a comment from that follower. And I don't know how it's doing. I don't spend a lot of time on Wattpad. I just figured I would try to figure out how it works. And that's it. So, yeah. This whole thing that I'm doing right now, I was telling Tara, my wife, this week, that it's hard because I'm doing a lot of work that isn't going to pay immediate dividends with my writing, like as far as my writing is concerned. Like I'm finishing up this story, Golden Brown, and then like what? Like there's no monetization strategy for it. There's not a whole big following for these stories, but it's what I needed to do to feel like I was getting back to the place where I could write seeking truth. Like I know readers hate it when authors like take a deviation and start doing something else, right? And I can totally understand that. I can understand that as a reader, that frustration. But with everything that has happened in life, the last couple of years, I knew that if I kept pushing Seeking Truth and just finished it and got it out there, it wasn't going to be the book that I want it to be, right? And doing that would be a betrayal of not only myself, but also my readers, who I really, really care about. So writing Staying Alive and writing Golden Brown have been a way for me to rebuild the confidence in myself so that I can tackle that task head on and do it at the level that I would like to be at. And I fully believe that writing these stories, I've picked very challenging stories for myself, and they've helped me overcome some of my confidence issues, but I think they've really made me a better writer because I've challenged myself in ways that I wouldn't have done going into an existing series, right? So, yeah, I understand the folks that are, that are waiting and upset and willing to give up on the series, and I can't fault them for it, but for those that are patient and who have allowed me to go on these deviations, I really appreciate it, and I do believe it will pay back in dividends, that Seeking Truth will be that much better for it. So, just, if you've been waiting, thank you for your patience. Thank you so much. Other than that, I think I'm about ready to wrap it up, guys. I will probably slap a thumbnail on this later. I'm just going to go ahead and listen to it for audio quality, just for, spot check it here and there. And as long as the microphone sounds okay and you can hear me, I'm just going to upload it. If you, in the future, I know nobody's watching these videos now, and that's okay. It's, it's all about developing the comfortability, whatever, with the equipment and talking to someone who's not here. If you watch this video and you've watched it to this point, thank you so much. I know it's a lot of rambling. It isn't without purpose, and I hope that you get something from these very candid moments where I'm just kind of opening my heart and talking about what's on my mind. So thank you so very much, and thank you for supporting my channel and my writing. It means more to me than I could possibly hope to explain, and that means something, because I fancy myself to be fairly good with words. But it is hard to explain the gratitude that I have for your support. So thank you again. And until next week, this is Free Talk Friday. No, what Friday? It's Free Talk Tuesday. Free Talk Tuesday with our Brady Frost. Thanks, guys.